Good morning. As Tim said, I'd like to update everyone on what's been happening with the Legacy of Worship project. Now you've heard from Tim and definitely from me, but if you aren't aware, we are in the middle of a construction project. Right now we are in the pre-construction and design phase for a rather significant addition to this campus and a complete renovation of all of our existing facilities. So you might not think that a lot has been going on because we haven't presented anything recently, but actually we've been making a lot of progress through the design, making the initial master plan into a reality through something called a schematic design phase. This is the first phase of that design process, of which there are 4 phases, ending with construction. And we've just completed the schematic design. And we're working hard to keep that within a reasonable budget that we can afford and within a schedule that we feel like is something that will keep this project moving forward. And so we've done a number of things. We've visited other churches that we've seen both locally and regionally that have recently completed projects or even built whole new facilities, and we've spoken to their staff and their pastors for lessons that they've learned, things that we might understand that they did, that they wish they had done or could have done better, or things that worked really well. And so we've been gaining a lot of insights in that regard, and it's been very helpful. And also to see just new facilities, since we haven't built a facility in a number of years, and the technology that people are building with today, and understanding those things and how that fits into our project. We've also just recently purchased the adjacent property, and so that has helped us to make some very good improvements to the plan, although it does increase the cost of the project, and we're working through that. But that's something that this church has been praying about for many years, and it has happened, and we will very eminently be closing on that property and incorporating it into our property. And so the phase 1 of the project, and that I think we had laid out initially maybe a year or so ago, has changed a little bit, and we're working to keep it within something that we can afford and do rather soon. And so we've had to reduce it slightly due to budgetary constraints, but it is still focused on building a new dedicated space for worship, and everything that needs to go along with that so that we can use that space functionally on day 1 that it's completed. We're planning to present more detailed information in next month at a congregational meeting, which we'll be scheduling pretty soon. And at that meeting, we'll have more sort of visuals or images of what's going on and a lot more detail, because it'll take a while, so we don't want to do it today. And it's not quite there yet. We still need to make that imagery and communicate that process. And so I'm inviting everybody to come to that meeting when we have it, and to ask any questions that you might have, and just to see an update on the project. Thanks.